All right, this is going to be my last Comics Out Today video because, well, my comic store closed down today, but that's not why, okay? So they're actually reopening in a new location in a couple of weeks, but here's the thing. I recorded a Comics Out Today last week, and I was going through the comics, kind of having an existential crisis. I get so many new comics. As I was going through them, I was getting more and more upset and angry sounding, and I just deleted the whole video. I never posted it. I get, like I said, way too many comics, new comics. I can't keep up with them. I will not live long enough to ever read them. It takes me so long to put them away because when you have rooms full of boxes that they go in and you have index cards on each box explaining what types of comics are in each box, and you gotta just kind of sort through stack after stack and put them on top of the boxes, pull the boxes off the shelves, put them all away, reorganize everything as a box fills out, and then you gotta pull some out and put it in the next box and pull some out and put it in the next, and pretty soon every couple of weeks you are resorting like 40 boxes full of stuff just for the new stuff, and then the next time you turn around, it's only a couple days later, you got another stack and another stack, and I just have stacks and stacks everywhere, and I've run out of room to even fill boxes. I'm filling box after box. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. And I see the new comics coming out. I get excited about it. I'm like, man, this looks awesome. This looks awesome. I need this. And I get them saved for me. And then I look at the racks and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was coming. And I get them and I get them and I get them. And it's just too much. So I emailed my comic store and I said, I'm cutting back. The new year's going to start. I'm cutting back. So I've stopped 50 monthly titles. That is 50. It still leaves me half a dozen, plus a bunch of pre-orders for the big trade paperback collections and things that'll come out next year, stuff like that. So I'm still getting comics. I still go to the conventions and get back issues. I still get comics off eBay. So I'm still getting tons and tons of comics, but 50 brand new titles every single month, I've put a stop to it. So I got to get this under control. But, I didn't want to just leave the guy high and dry. I was like, we're going to let what I've pre-ordered run out. Today is November 25th, and they're closing down for Thanksgiving, and so it just leaves December. So I'm like, the comics, what I've got ordered through the rest of the year, which is basically December, that's all I'm getting. And then as the new year begins, not really getting any new comics, except for, like I said, the 6 that I've still got left on there. But they're limited series, so they'll run out too, and then that'll be that. And I'm going to try and not really get any new things. But I'll show you what I picked up today because I had to go in today and get my comics. But here's the thing. Not only would I have my normal big stack, which I did, but because they're closing down and they have to move, he did a big closing down sale, 25% off everything, so that he has less stuff to move. Not only that, I had a lot of store credit. And if I'm not going to be getting a lot of comics anymore from him, I may as well use that store credit. So I did. I got my customer discount. I got my 25% off. I used my store credit, and I got this giant stack of comics for almost nothing. And that's okay. So I'll show you what I got. So we start with this Thundercats Panthro one-shot. This actually came out last week, and I didn't know it. And I said, or maybe it came out today. All I know is I found out about it last week, and I was like, oh, it's way too late to order it. How did I not know about this? I get all of these Thundercats one-shots, Chitara and everything, plus the regular series, plus the spin-off series and all that stuff. How did I not get this? And he said, I'll order it for you. It's okay. So I got it. Here we go. And then here is DC KO issue 2. Check this out. It's like a plastic. Isn't this a cool cover? It's clear plastic, and then it's got the cover underneath. So this is the new thing going on with DC. All of these crossovers, this KO stuff. I only wanted this one. I think it has a spin-off in every title, plus the series. I don't know. It's so complicated. I can't really figure it out. But the DC Previews catalog said that DC KO issue 2 was going to be Lobo versus Plastic Man. And I'm like, well, I want that. Get me that one. Well, I flipped through here. There's a billion characters in this comic. Lobo is one of them. I did not see Plastic Man anywhere. And the next, big battle with Lobo, the next big battle is Lobo versus Wonder Woman. So clearly I already know the winner. But boy, it would have been nice to at least see the fight. So I don't know. I'll go through it. Maybe I somehow got so confused I got the wrong comic. Whatever. Now we've got the Universal Monsters Dracula black and white special. This is actually, kind of thick here. This is interesting. Look at this. That's cool. All right. Star Wars Boba Fett, black, white, and red. I believe issue 4 or 5 is the final issue. And so I'm at least getting those final issues, and then it'll be done. I think that's one of the comics I'm having him go ahead and save for me through January, so I can get the final issue. Conan Scourge of the Serpent, issue 3. So yes, I'm stopping all the Conan titles, all the Conan magazines. I get a billion of them, so I'm putting a stop to it. Battle World, issue 3. Carol Danvers is the new star brand. Ooh, from the new universe? Really? Now, issue 4 is where I'm having him stop for me. I could have had him stop here, but I wanted to get issue 4 because on the cover it kind of looks like you're looking at the back of the Beyonder. I don't know if it's going to be, but Battle World and Beyonder's one of my favorite characters, so if they're going to have him, I need it. If it's not him, well then, okay, whatever. The Invisible Man, issue 4. So I got all of these Monsters books. There you go. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2, issue 5. Kind of ridiculous. I'm not shedding a tear about stopping things like these. Biker Mice from Mars, issue 6. This is actually, all of these Nacelle-verse stories and things were all finite series, and I got every one of them. This turns out it's an ongoing series. It's going to go forever or whatever until it gets canceled, so I'm putting a stop to it. This is it. Absolute Batman 14. So there is something that does kind of bother me. There are some upcoming issues in the next few months of some of these series that I'm putting a stop to that just look so awesome. Don't be surprised that, I won't show you because I'm not doing the new Comics Out This Week videos anymore, but I'm not going to be surprised in myself if I go in on my normal Tuesday to get my comics and I see it sitting there on the rack and I just grab them. I just grab one here and there just because they look cool. And I'm like, well, I'll get that. But we'll see. And Thundercats issue 21. That's good. Now, we had some back issues, some Silver Age Marvel, which is right up my alley, that I didn't have, but now I do. Tales of Suspense, issue 81, issue 87, issue 91, and issue 92. And then Thor, issue 145. And then he had this. It's some kind of a Star Wars comic that's signed by Greg Land, which is the cover artist. This certificate of authenticity that he signed it, Star Wars issue 1. I like Star Wars. And so we've got the DC Previews catalog, DC Connect. I'm hoping that I don't find new things to have him save for me. I'm trying to make a change here in my life. And same goes for this, Marvel Free Previews catalog. Again, hoping I don't find anything. And now check this out. You're the Hunter from the Future trade paperback from Antarctic Press. This also came out today. Comes damaged. Good thing I don't care about the quality of my comics. The comic that inspired the 1983 cult classic motion picture. So, I knew of the movie. I haven't seen it. I didn't know it came from a comic. I thought this was just a comic based on the movie. But no, this is a reprint of the original comics that the movie was based on. Oh, I'm pleased with that. That's awesome. What is this? It's an Argentinian comic? Hey, awesome. See, the cover throws you by being a modern art style. It makes you think it's a new thing. But no, you look inside. That's classic old greatness right there. Yeah, okay, I'm happy. And then we've got this hardcover book. I asked for this to be saved for me like a billion years ago, and it never came in. I'm like, it came out. Why didn't he get it for me? Sometimes I ask for things and he goes, okay, I'm ordering it, and then I never get it. Well, it was sitting on his shelf. That's happened several times. He forgets who ordered it. I don't know how that happens. And he just sticks it on a shelf. And I got to go, and not just a shelf that you can see. I mean, this is like the back shelves where everything, you just got to read every binding, and then I'm like, wait a minute, what the? And in fact, fact, he knew it too, because I put this on the counter and he looked at it and he goes, was this yours? And I said, yeah, I ordered it and I never could understand why it never came in. And I just saw it on your shelf there. And he goes, oh, my bad. Isn't that a dumb saying, my bad? I remember when people started saying that. It was in the late 90s. I tried telling a coworker of mine who was my dad's age. I said, don't you hate it when people say my bad? Where'd that stupid saying come from? And he goes, I'm bad. I never heard that. And I said, I didn't say I'm bad. I said, my bad. And then there was like 5 people for the rest of the day that said it. And I said, see, people say that. It's stupid, but they say that. Don't act like you never heard it. I'm bad. I didn't say I'm bad. Listen to my words. Okay. This is a hardcover book. Isn't this neat? All right, and then he had a stack of stuff. He said, hey, if you want things in here, I'll give them to you for free. So I just snagged some. More Yeet comics. I don't know what this is. It looks like a 60s throwback kind of thing, but it was free. Kind of thick, too. Probably garbage, but I don't know. It might be fun. Yeet Presents Storm Owl. I don't know. Maybe I'll have fun with these. Oh, look, it's like a flip thing. Yeah. Maybe I'll have fun with them. I think I will. Oh, cool. Journey into Yeet featuring Black Fury. Okay, I do. You know what? I'm on board. I like this stuff. I like it. Here's another one. Journey into Yeet featuring Guardians of the Blue. The Black Fury. Well, that's neat. Oh, and this one's got color in it, too. All right, what else? And this one's just called Yeet. Old guys who like old comics. Well, that's me, so. Canada. Oh, no, it's just the Canadian price. Another flip book. Yeet Presents Princess Marshmallow. That's dumb. We'll stick with this. And then we've got the free comic book day Captain Canuck from 2019. But check this out. Captain Canuck issue 1 signed by, I said, who is this? Because it's clearly an R-I and then a bunch of letters, but I don't see that name here on the cover. And do you see it in here? I see an R-Y. He said, hey, it was the creator. He came by and dropped a bunch of books off. And oh, is it Richard Comley? I don't know. You'd think he would. Oh, yeah, it is. The creator. Okay, so he wasn't lying to me. Captain Canuck. Created by Richard Comley. Really? Isn't Captain Canuck an old Canadian character from when they had the Canadian Whites during World War II? How could the creator still be alive? Richard Comley, editor-in-chief. I'm going to have to look this up. But he also had this. Tri-City SuperCon 2, and he signed it. This is a program. I've been in this town for 100,000 years. How would I have not heard of this? Oh, because it's in another state? I don't know, it doesn't really matter. But that's it for the comics that I got at the store, but I do have one more thing to show you. I came home to this. This was sitting in the mailbox. Well, not the mailbox. It was sitting at my front door. Knights at the Dinner Table, Codex of Many Tales, issues 1 through 25 from Kenzer Co. I have all first 100 issues of Knights at the Dinner Table, plus all of the collections of all of the Knights at the Dinner Table that predate issue 1 that were in Dragon Magazine. So there's like 6 collections of that. Plus I have a lot of other spin-offs and what have you. I got everything. And I met the creator, Jolly Blackburn, and I got some signed stuff, some collectibles from him, some one-of-the-kind stuff he had to go out to his car and get for me. It's pretty cool. But he just had this Kickstarter, and it is the first 25 issues of Knights at the Dinner Table reprinted in a hardcover book. Why would I get it since I already have them? Because, well, look, all of the signatures. There's Jolly. I don't know who the other people are, but I can find out. Oh, so it's probably everyone else here. Barbara Blackburn. Ooh, a wife. Or is it a daughter? I remember him talking about his daughter when I met him. Anyways, so why did I get this? Well, because he gives a lot of backstory and what have you. But check this out. At the bottom of every page, he gives you all kinds of behind-the-scenes info. Look, every page. So, I have not read my Knights at the Dinner Table comics in over 1/4 of a century. Roughly around that, okay? Now, when I'm going to go through and reread them, I'm going to use this book so I can get all the behind-the-scenes info in addition to the stories. Yeah, and we'll go from there. All right? So, I got to go eat something. I am very hungry. I am on a diet. And I have been eating nothing but celery and broccoli and, oh boy, man, sucks. Sucks being old, turning into Jabba the Hutt. Can't do it. So I will see you next time. Goodbye.